guess we'll start with the Google chart here again. Let's pull up. I just out of habit use GOG. Google's been on a massive run recently. It's been a great trade for a lot of folks here in our community, and it's wonderful to see. It does look like we're kind of trading sideways after this recent pop higher. Now, we haven't given it back. What's next here? We'll see. Would really love for this to stay above 300. Better still, if it can stay above the trend line in the 20-day. Your 20 days at 306.07 there. Now, let's take a look at what's going on here with Google. It faces an EU antitrust probe on YouTube rules, AI model training, and the latest crackdown. Now, the European Commission has initiated an antitrust investigation into Google over its use of content from publishers and creators to train its artificial intelligence AI models. The European Union is examining whether Google is breaching competition rules by enforcing unfair conditions on online publishers and content creators who share videos on YouTube. The investigation will also assess whether Google's business practices are disadvantaging rival AI model developers. The EU's competition chief, pardon me while I chuckle at that, Teresa Ribera, emphasized the need to balance AI innovation with societal principles. The investigation is a clear indication of the EU's commitment to safeguarding online press and content creators, she added. I'm from the government, and I am here to help you. In an emailed statement, a Google spokesperson said the complaint could hinder innovation in an increasingly competitive market. The spokesperson added Europeans should have access to the most advanced technologies and emphasized that Google will keep collaborating with the news and creative sectors as they move into the AI era. This move is the latest in a series of actions by the EU to enforce digital regulations despite pushback from U.S. tech companies and the Trump administration. This investigation is part of the EU's ongoing efforts to regulate activities of major tech companies. Just last month, Google withdrew its antitrust complaint against Microsoft in the EU a week after regulators launched a probe into Microsoft's cloud business. In September, the European Commission fined Google about $3.46 billion for antitrust violations, ruling that the company unfairly favored its own ad tech services over rivals. Regulators said Google's self-preferencing harmed competition across the online advertising supply chain and ordered the company to end the practice and resolve related conflicts of interest. Meanwhile, earlier this month, the EU launched an investigation against Meta, ticker META, over its introduction of Meta AI Assistant within WhatsApp. This investigation will be carried out under the EU's traditional antitrust framework, unlike several ongoing inquiries into the Digital Markets Act, otherwise known as the DMA. Additionally, the EU recently slapped €120 million or $140 million fine on Elon Musk's social media company X for breaching the bloc's online content rules, marking the first sanction under Digital Services Act, which was adopted in 2022. X is still the most popular news service in Europe. Musk warned the world, Musk warned that he would retaliate against the top officials responsible for the penalty, though he did not specify what form that response would take or whom it would directly target. During a roundtable meeting in the White House on Monday, President Trump called the EU's fine on X, quote, a nasty one, end quote, and stated Europe is going in some bad directions. So we'll see how this all shakes out here. This, even if we don't live there, I know we have some folks from across the pond here, but even if you don't live there and you still trade some of these U.S. big cap tech stocks, I think it probably behooves you to stay on top of what's going on in Europe, because there's a huge part of their revenue comes from outside of the U.S.